test. Hey.
We've
Hello, we're back with exciting offers across the biggest brands in a new episode of What's On at Chemist Warehouse.
That's right, all your favourite
Oh my
products.
god. Get rid of that. Okay, looks like the stream's working. I'm trying to figure out how to get my chat thing over here. It was a thing before and now it's not.
Hello, we're back with exciting offers across the
Stop
biggest brands in a new episode of What's On at Chemist Warehouse.
That's right, all your favourite
Oh my
products.
god. Get rid of that. Oh, okay, so I can hear my... Okay, look, sorry, I'm figuring my thing out. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'm going to open that. Then I can see the chat. Pop out chat. Look at that. Way. Rock and roll, baby. Okay, cool. How's everybody doing? It's nice to see you all. Or any of you. Or some of you. Or whatever. Who fucking cares? I wonder if I close that. You go, close dockable window. Still new to this OBS thing, but working on it. YouTube broke something again. No, I'm not Australian. Good try, but it's always funny to me when people mix up Australian and Kiwi accents. That being said, my accent is kind of a bit weird because I've spent a lot of time in overseas places. I think kind of makes my accent a little bit weird. But anyway, here we are. We've got 9 people watching. That's kind of cute. I like that. Feel free to chat away in the chat there. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going on an anti-trans podcast kind of soon, and I kind of wanted to get my brain kind of ticking over. I'm just going to turn that way a little bit. There we go. Kind of wanted to get my brain ticking over a little bit so that I could respond coherently. Because it's been a while since I've had sort of live interactions with anti-trans people. Excuse me. So it should be interesting. I'm hoping to go into it and in kind of a friendly way, I suppose, to begin with, because from what I've seen of them tweeting about it and the people responding and things like that, first of all, they've pretty much fully stated that they're not willing to change their minds, which is interesting to me. But second of all, people are, they said, it probably won't last long because, there's going to be no mind changing, and people are all a little bit kind of anti-me, I suppose. So it would be cool to start off in kind of a friendly place. Maybe we can get to know each other a little bit first. I don't know how these guys will sort of operate. I say guys, it's I suppose a woman and a man. I found them after watching a Taylor Silverman. I was following Taylor Silverman for a while before she blocked me. Taylor Silverman being I'm just going to move this around here. Taylor Silverman being the anti-trans skateboard person, lady. She probably would object to me calling her a person. Who lost to a trans person. Hi, Gwazi and Groovy Will. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining in. It's good to see you. I'm still recovering from a cold, so I apologize if I'm coughing all over the place. Anyway, so Taylor Silverman lost to a trans person and then got very upset about it, and now makes money, I suppose, or at least spends a lot of time shitting on trans people online, which is unfortunate. I made it my business to kind of make fun of her in a lot of ways, because, whether she lost to this trans person or not, she's also lost to several preteen girls under 10 years old, which is kind of funny to me. Anyway, I'll get into that on the actual thing. But so through Taylor Silverman, I discovered this podcast. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's in a very kind of low place at the moment because of the cold that I had, I suppose. What was I saying? So I discovered this podcast through Taylor because she went on the podcast. And when she first went on, I tweeted at them, "Hey, let me come on your podcast so I can tell you why this anti-trans panic is nonsense." And I didn't hear anything, which is fine. I didn't expect to. And then Taylor went ahead and tweeted out again that she'd been on this podcast. And so I tweeted at her again, and them, I think, saying, "Let me come on your podcast and talk about why this is nonsense." And they got back to me. They said, "Yes, we'll have you on the podcast." So we got in touch. We figured out a date. And so this afternoon at 2 p.m., which is about an hour and a half from now in New Zealand time, I believe it's 8 Eastern time, going to be on their podcast. And I've done a bit of prep, done a bit of reading. I watched about half an hour of their interview with Taylor Silverman until it got a little repetitive and I kind of gave up. But from that, I was able to kind of surmise a couple of things about their beliefs and things like that. And so I kind of made some bullet points and looked up some studies and things like that, so that I could hopefully give them some stuff to read. I mean, I'm not thinking that I'm going to change anyone's mind here, but it would be good to at least give them some stuff to read, I suppose, because that's kind of what needs to happen, right? They need to read some science stuff rather than some sensationalist media stuff, really. So that's that. But anyway, now, right at this moment, I'm going to think about it by laughing at some dumb tweets, which has kind of been fun. Yes, I am on Twitter again. Sorry, Geek, I forgot to mention. My account came back. It's been like a couple of months. I got it back just before Christmas. And I've nearly got 10,000 followers now, which is kind of cool. So, that's me getting those followers, getting the pew, getting the influence, pew, pew, pew. I could probably show you over here. There we go. If I do this, open up my Twitter account, that's me over there. If I go profile, there I am. Transphobes can't read, 9,203 followers. So that's kind of cool. Cool. So let's go. I lined up some tweets. Well, the first one I wanted to kind of look at was this funny one. I won't be able to share it on the screen. I'll just do it here. But you can see Ariel Scarcella. However you say her name. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. I apologize to anyone who that might offend, but Ariel is a gay activist. She's outwardly lesbian, I suppose, and is part of the LGB without the T kind of movement thing that's happening, which is funny for one reason. One of the people I follow on Twitter, who's kind of fantastic, is the Nerd Skull. Shout out to the Nerd Skull. And if I go to my bookmarks, I can show you. Let's have a look here. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. I bookmarked this. Well, that's weird. What's going on there? You can... Oh, jeez Christ. Twitter's so fucking fucked. But if I go over here, let's see if I can just zoom in on that. There we go. So here we go. This is the Nerd Skull here saying, a daily reminder that the LGB Alliance had to admit in court that their membership is mostly heterosexual. So the LGB Alliance is one of these, LGB without the T things. And they're basically like a Republican psyop or whatever of a bunch of straight people being like, oh, we're gay and we hate trans people. Get them out of our movement. It's the whole "Hey there, fellow gays." Or as I actually tweeted at the Nerd Skull, there was that guy Dean Browning. He's like a Republican someone or other, and he he forgot to change his sign in and replied to someone being like, "As a black man, I feel like Obama has been really bad for the black community, but he's just this like white Republican dude." Hilarious. Anyway, so that's what Ariel is part of. She's part of one of these things. I'm not saying that Ariel is not lesbian. I imagine she is, but I think according to this thing, the majority of people who subscribe to or are part of the LGB Alliance, which is one of these sectors of this these people, are the majority of them are straights. So that's funny. That's a good thing to keep in mind whenever you see these LGB without the T things, people. It's quite likely that they are just straight people masquerading as gays. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Anyway, this is what Ariel has to say. Ever notice how celebs aren't writing? This was tweeted today, by the way, 20th of Feb over here. Ever notice? Hey, hi Josh and Artemis. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you guys too. Thanks for popping into the chat there. I just thought I'd do a bit of a pre-warm up. Yep, looking forward to the discussion. I'll talk to you guys real soon. So yeah, here we have Ariel. Ever notice how celebs aren't writing songs about LGBT rights anymore? It's because we have them now. I found this very funny because first of all, the idea that actually, I mean, I suppose it's kind of backwards, but to me it kind of reads like we have rights because no one writes songs anymore about gay things. But anyway, I went ahead and just did a really quick Google, and you'll be able to see here, real quick Google, 25 best Pride songs of 2023 so far. So this was in March of last year. So this was a year ago. But so maybe we got rights in the last year. Could be wrong, but according at least to Billboard here, there have been at least 25 Pride songs written in the first quarter of 2023. So let's just take a look at some of these. What have we got? We've got, oh God, here's me and my pronunciation again. Anoni and the Johnsons, It Must Change. Basically all is soul music, so there you go. Slightly unexpected. See her citing Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, so that's kind of interesting. I quite like that, because Marvin Gaye's What's Going On is a civil rights song. And that's kind of one of the things that activist musicians do, is they reference these kind of social change songs of the past. I wrote an essay about this to do with Kendrick Lamar and his connection to Black American music, and how he, particularly To Pimp a Butterfly, and how that album draws from this long lineage of Black American music, and how it's used to fight for civil rights. According to this, I haven't listened to the song, but according to this, It Must Change also has that kind of connection. So that's kind of cool. There's a bunch of them, which are really cool. But one of the other ones that I thought of, which is actually from 2022, so that's even longer ago. Auntie Diaries by Kendrick Lamar. And I only bring this up because I fucking love Kendrick Lamar. And this album in particular has really grown on me. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and this song Auntie Diaries is all about his members of his family who are trans, and his opinions about that and the way those have changed and things like that. It's a good song. You should listen to it. Just gonna look at this the chat here for a minute. Excuse me. Something about being lied to. You better win the debate. I'm not really thinking of this as a winning or losing situation, if I'm honest. I want to have a what do you call it, a civil discussion. I know that sounds fucking gay as hell, but that's I don't want to be yelling at people or being like, oh, you're a piece of shit. No, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. We're all humans here, and I feel like that we can have, oh, hey, bunny in a box, nice to have you here. I don't I mean, I hope that I don't know if you're still listening, Josh and Artemis, but I'm just kind of hoping to have a nice civil discussion. I've got some ideas. I've got some things that I can share that will hopefully, prompt some people to have a think about their beliefs and things like that. And I'm open to having a read of some stuff as well, because that, I mean, no one's going to change their mind within an hour debate or whatever, but people can hopefully be presented with some sort of evidence or some things they might have not considered before, and then they can go off and they can read some stuff, and develop their beliefs and things. That's how I think about it anyway. So maybe I'm just too much of an optimistic person. Excuse me. Oh my god. Anyway, so that was the first tweet that I wanted to look at. Anyway, I'm going to go and switch to my other thing here. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Hey, how you doing? That's me. That's my face. The other way around. Can you look at me? There's my face. I'm annoyed that I've lost my chat thing. Anyway, I'm going to pop this over here. So I thought I'd pop this up, and I went on to one of my favorite subreddits. If you've been on my channel before, do you ever block people? Do you mean on Twitter or on here? And yes, probably both. I've got some moderators here from when I used to stream years and years and years ago. Some random geek has followed my channel for a very long time, and I appreciate their work. Being a moderator. I don't know about blocking people on here. I'd like people to chat away and things like that. If you're an asshole or if you're abusive or a bigot, then potentially there's room to be blocked on here. I did a lot of blocking in the early days when I was critiquing like Sargon of Akkad and Bearing, because I got a lot of abuse in my comments, and so I did a lot of blocking on there. But on Twitter, I've blocked a couple of people when I get tired of their just repetitive nonsense. But I generally just kind of let them do their things, and if I find their stuff funny, I will laugh at them. I've wondered about switching to Twitch. I don't know. This is literally the first time I've streamed in a very long time. But if people are interested in me continuing to stream, which I hope they would be, maybe I can continue to. I mean, having 13 people watching me now is more than I've had in a very long time. So it's kind of cool. Maybe we can build up a bit of an audience. That'll be kind of 2016. What a time to feel like. Exactly. So I missed you, Josh and Artemis. We think conversations are much more productive than aggressive and rude. Looking forward to having a civil chat. Fantastic. Looking forward to it, Josh and Artemis. I like your style. Anyway, so here I am on the Toilet Paper USA subreddit, which is one of my favorite subreddits. That being said, I haven't actually been on it in a while since I got back on Twitter. I've mostly been hanging out on Twitter, if I'm honest. But and I mean, a lot of the time they just post tweets, and I've probably seen the tweets anyway before, which is kind of funny. I'm just gonna pop that. Oh no, come back. Oh no, come back. Shoot, is it window capture or just, I just need to check a thingamajigger real quick. Yeah, so that's alright, if that's there. Whatever. Make sure that I wanted this to be, what if I move this out of the way? That's fucking weird. Sorry, give me a second. I don't want it to be disappearing. This should be window capture. Let's try this again. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, NBs and gentlemen. The very first time I heard the word NB, display capture. Is it display capture or window? I'm pretty sure it's window capture. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Very first time I ever heard the word NB was from a YouTuber by the name of Andy. What's Andy's last name? Window match. Capture method. Yeah, cool. So, okay, that's fine. Captain Andy. It was Captain Andy, that's right. When I first was kind of doing YouTube, Captain Andy was a YouTuber that I really enjoyed. They were a musician, did great leftist content, blah, de blah, de blah. That's really zoomed in. And I remember them always saying, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, or something along those lines. And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Like, I'd never heard the word before. And I remember asking in one of the comments, being like, "What the hell is an MB?" And I was informed about what an MB is, and I learned a thing that this was before I knew this is before I knew that I was non-binary. Which, oh my god, why are you doing this to me, you piece of shit? What if I just do that and then do this? There we go. Okay, bear with me. Sorry. So yeah, that was the first time I ever heard the word NB. So here we go. I thought it sounded like envy, and I was like, there's an envious person? What's going on here? I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, I just want to check that we're looking all right on the stream over here. Sorry, I just want to. I'm never sure whether things are actually doing what I want them to do. Come on. There we go. Okay, cool. Alrighty ho. Let's have a look. Kevin Laugan. My good old friend Kev. Miss Kevin. Kevin and Christy used to hang out with those guys all the time. I know. Okay, here we go. Okay, cool. We're here. We're queer. Let's go. So, we have here this was, and I ratioed Prager over this one. I actually got a really good ratio on them, which was really funny. So I saw this one a while back, and I was like, guys, what the fuck are you talking about? You absolute crazy pieces. So how I ratioed them, my response was, he was on your side, Prager. Because the question here was Hitler far right or far left? Yeah, I know Kev's on Twitch. Yeah, I see him posting about ladies, MBs, and gents. There you go. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, I know that Kev's on Twitch. I see him post about it quite often. If I'm really honest, I never watch other people stream. I just never have time. This is the first time I've had time myself to do it myself, and I know that's kind of bad. But yeah, got a lot of reading to do. I just started reading an introduction to sociology, so that's exciting. Really repetitive. Anyway, so this was the tweet. Has Hitler far right or far left? And then you could click on it, and I was told by people if you clicked on this, you'd have to enter your email address and vote. So what they didn't do a Twitter poll, they like made their own one, basically so that people would give them their email addresses, and they could do some weird things with their email addresses. So I thought this was very funny, and then there was a lot of people and that's right. Okay, and so then there was actually something under this that I forgot about. If I do this, scroll down a little bit. There you go. Oh my god. Here we go. This guy Adam B here. Hey Adam, hi, g'day, hi, how you doing, Adam? What's up? Hey, hi, good. This Adam. Hey, Adam, hi, Adam. Hi. Hey, Adam. So he, I'm just going to put myself over Hitler here. Here we go. Adam replies to the tweet. Hitler was far left. There's no such thing as far right. Which is hilarious. The idea, like, I don't know if he's meaning that there's. I mean, I've seen those. It makes me think of that that Colin Wright thing. In fact, I'll see if I can find it. That was floating around Twitter for a while, and Elon Musk pointed it as well. Colin Wright, this guy meme. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one here. I think he's blocked me though. So, but here we go. Yeah, my political journey in a nutshell. So you can see, or you can kind of see. All right. You can kind of see this here. It's this one where, you know, there's the center, and the center slightly moves to the left a little bit, but the right stays consistent the whole time, and the far left just gets lefter and lefter and lefter. And the right stays the same. So I imagine that's kind of what this guy is thinking, is that there's no far right. It's just, this is the right has stayed here, and the left has gone far left, 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 which is hilarious. And in fact, I saw some stuff about this tweet in particular, where like it was showing the movement of the Republican Party in the States, which obviously is not a measurement of every political party or whatever, but you know, you've got it was basically the left was pretty consistent throughout the years, but the right was moving off. So it's pretty much the opposite of what is happening here. But also, you know, where it says when it's conservative, you know, I don't necessarily think this in general conservative ideology. I don't think that I do think that the conservatives have moved further to the right, but also I think when you think of the word conservative, it kind of necessitates the idea of conserving certain ideas, right? It's conserving things, right? So they're wanting to conserve society and ideals and stuff from some sort of past time. So in that sense, I can see how like they're wanting to stay at this one thing. I can see how that's kind of, but also, yeah. Anyway, it's a silly meme, but that's what I think this guy was kind of getting at with this one. Anyway, let's go on to the next meme. I've spent half an hour on this first one. This one was funny. Fuck, this came up on Twitter as well. Just these two guys. Just Ben Shapiro and fucking Jordan Peterson. Looking like the grumpiest, old, fucking saddest men. Just like divorced dad energy to the max over here. Sexual boredom is running rampant. I feel like this is epic projection. Just like the most epic projection from these two. Oh, because there's also, you know, there was that whole thing of Ben Shapiro and wet ass pussy, the wet ass P word. Sorry, so I didn't mean to swear. Wet ass P word. WAP. Excuse me. Where Ben Shapiro was going on about how there's no fucking I can't remember what his argument was. Like he's never seen a wet ass pussy or something like that. And then, you know, like the whole internet was just like, lol, Ben Shapiro has never gotten his wife wet before. Yeah, so there's this whole kind of meme now of Ben Shapiro's wife's vagina being very dry, which is actually kind of mean because I feel bad for Ben's wife. I suppose if you switch the perspective around, it's not so much about her, but it's more about Ben just being a terrible lover. So I feel like that is, and there's always like these, it might have been Crowder or someone like that talking about how going down on a woman is gay, all that sort of shit. It's just very funny to me that these people have very unfulfilling sex lives. And Jordan Peterson, I just can't imagine even thinking about that. It's just like gross. But it's just funny to me that these two motherfuckers, RFP Ben's. I saw a really fucking great meme the other, because I shared one. It was a picture of Ben and his wife next door to each other, and it had the word Chevy and Levy on it. Oh yeah, so the Chevy was on Ben and the Levy is on Ben's wife, and so it's, you know, I took my Chevy to the Levy and the Levy was dry. Which I think is very funny. But then someone else posted, and it was like this old picture of a person, or it was like a, you know, like an actual artwork thing, right? And he it was a person fighting like an octopus or a kraken or something like that, and there was another person in the grips of the kraken up in the air, and it was something along the lines of like the person that was being gripped by the kraken was Ben Shapiro's wife, and the person fighting the kraken was Ben Shapiro, and the kraken itself was labeled like the devil's moisture. It's like Ben's fighting off. Which I think that's very funny. That's very, very funny. Ooh, okay, cool. Let's move on from the devil's moisture. Oh, Benny boy. Okay, so that was a good one. Well, let's just delete that, get rid of that. Some of these I haven't actually read yet, so I'm not even sure. I might just have a bit of a live reaction for you. Okay, so this is a Libs of TikTok tweet. Libs of TikTok has blocked me on Twitter, by the way. Reason being was that I tweeted at her a picture of like a news article in which a cis woman teacher had raped a teenage boy, and she was being convicted for it and all that. And I tweeted at her being like, "Hey, are you going to report on this teacher grooming this child, right?" And she blocked me. So it kind of tells you what you need to know about the concern for students and teachers, grooming their children and stuff like that. So anyway, here's Libs of TikTok. What do we say? A 19-year-old was arrested in Florida and is facing charges of felony criminal mischief. Criminal mischief. That's an interesting. Let's have a look. And reckless driving after he drove over an LGBTQ pride mural painted in the street. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing this. Yeah. Imagine if it was a MAGA mural, he would receive an award. Leftist groups like BLM and Antifa destroyed our country for months and barely faced consequences. Why weren't most of them arrested and charged with billions in damages they caused? LGBTQ pride is the new state religion, and opposition may be met with serious consequence. So, yeah, no, I do remember seeing this of a guy in his truck doing burnouts on top of an LGBTQ, like a pride flag, which, okay. So first of all, what does this person say? Chair, this incident happened in Florida. I doubt the charges had anything to do with him defacing LGBTQ plus mural, more to do with the fact that he was recklessly driving. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. That doesn't make what he did right. But because it's DeSantis land, the charges were definitely not related to the mural. So that's, that's a pretty fair fucking assessment of the situation. So this guy, whoever he was, did it in Florida. And yeah, so felony criminal mischief and reckless driving. So yeah, pretty much fucking says it in the name of the thing. They don't care about LGBTQ rights in Florida. So yeah, whoever posted this, the Persona Guy 5, that sounds about right. It's just because he was recklessly driving and was caught on camera for it. But also, Chaya Rachik here, Libs a TikTok owner, is making equivocation between MAGA and BLM / Antifa, and they do this shit all the time. And it's the paradox of tolerance, right? Or kind of is the paradox of tolerance. If we're thinking about, first of all, I don't accept the fact that BLM and Antifa destroyed the country for months. That just didn't happen. Again, it's like sensationalist media. They pointing the camera at a small fire on the ground and being like, "It's the country burning." I don't accept that. First of all, but second of all, BLM and Antifa, BLM were protesting the murders of black people at the hands of police, saying that Black Lives Matter. That is a civil rights movement that is fighting for the rights and for the emancipation of black people. MAGA is the opposite of that. It's wanting to continue the oppression of those people, wanting to, be okay with cops murdering black people in the street. Those aren't two equal positions to hold. So someone defacing a MAGA mural or something like that. This is kind of the core of the Antifa argument, the thing that we have here. Antifa often, or sometimes, or I don't know, takes more extreme measures to combat fascism. Fascism is bad. It's fascism. Antifa, anti-fascist, takes certain actions. I don't know, I can't think of any off the top of my head or have any examples, but they take actions to oppose fascism. Those aren't two equal things. They're not two equal things. In the same way that MAGA works to further the marginalization of anyone who's not white or straight or cis. And BLM or LGBTQ activism opposes that. Those aren't two equal things. And so to deface a MAGA mural, which hasn't happened, but if it did, I feel that is a legitimate thing to do, because you're defacing a symbol of hate, basically. That's what it is. You're getting rid of a symbol of hate. This is the same thing with any of those statues of Confederate slave owners. What's the word? The Confederate flag. Defacing these things is good, actually. Sorry. And that's not comparable to defacing a flag which symbolizes the enfranchisement of marginalized people. Things are different. But Libs of TikTok doesn't take that kind of thing into account. This is the problem with like reactionary politics. It only looks at like the very surface level thing and doesn't take into account the systemic power relations that are actually important when we're talking about this stuff. It's important to consider unjust power structures, systemic issues, those kinds of things when we're talking about these things. So there we go. That's how you attack Chaya Rachik. Right, next. Let's get this fucking thing out of here. Boom. So we have Benny Johnson. I keep going to say Johnson because it makes me think of Cody Johnson, of Some More News. No, it's not Benny Johnston. It's Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson, the wrong kind of Johnson. Benny Penis. Ha 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 ha. I hope everybody's doing all right in the chat there. Give us a thumbs up if you're doing okay. Let's have a look here. Okay, so let's see what Benny has to say, and then we'll look at the actual thing. So this is from the post-millennial fascist propaganda. Benny Johnson, alert. Siren thing. President Trump confirms exactly what we've been thinking. I think Barack Obama has a lot to do with running the country right now, and we can't let that happen. I think Barack Obama has a lot to do with running the country right now, and we can't let that happen. Okay, so this is me reacting to this live. What the fuck are you talking about, Benny? Like, huh? Nah. I mean, do you have any evidence of that? It's just made up bullshit. And this is, yeah, okay, so this person said literally nobody is with a working brain is thinking that, Benny boy. Yeah, I think that's accurate, if I'm completely honest. I don't think anyone is thinking that either. Just going to get rid of these. You can go away, Ariel. Yeah, that's just conspiracy theory nonsense. But it kind of makes you think, that these people think that Obama was a good president. Or maybe not a good president, but a competent president. Like he actually did things. Oh, but no, okay, I step that back. They think the country is being ruined. Therefore, Obama... Okay, no, I see it now. Okay, so... No, Obama is not doing a good job, but he's a competent person, I suppose. He's able to get his agenda across, and his agenda is fucking ruining America because he's a black guy and he wants to destroy America. That's what Benny's getting at here. Old meme lord guy. He's so fucking cringe. Oh my god, he thinks of himself as like meme lord, and he goes on like whenever it's like the TPUSA, shows and things like that. He goes on and he's just like hashtag. He's got like a show where he makes memes or he critiques memes or something. I don't know. It's cringy as fuck. He's like a 50-year-old guy. It's very, very sad. Conservatives, all they have is just old guys who can't satisfy their wives. Okay, get out of here, Benny. Get out of here. All right, okay, another one. Here we go. So we have Lol Lamayo even. We got Lives of TikTok. Oh yeah, no, I remember seeing this as well. See, a lot of these things I just see on Twitter all the time anyways. Lives of TikTok says, Elon, can you buy Disney and fix it? And the whole Disney thing for me is just so fucking dumb. It's just the dumbest shit. I mean, it's just an extension of any of the I suppose like the Gamergate shit that had been happening for a while, where gamers were upset when when shit was when there's diversity in games or whatever, or when a woman says that maybe we shouldn't sexualize people in games, or maybe we should give some women agency in games, all that sort of shit. This is the stuff that they're upset about. They're upset about there being representation of anyone who's not white or straight or cis or whatever in movies, Disney movies, for kids. God forbid a child sees, a black person or a gay person or whatever in a movie and is like, oh my God, that's like me, oh no. Or, a kid sees gay people kissing in a movie and they're like, that could be me. To be clear, I do not think that a child seeing fucking gay people in a Disney movie is going to turn them gay. This is just the stupid... it just portrays a really ignorant view of what it is to be gay or queer or whatever. They've kind of got it backwards in the sense that, for me, personally, I was always non-binary. I just didn't know what the words were to describe that thing. And it wasn't until I was shown representation of that in other people describing their experiences to me, and me relating to that experience, being like, oh shit, now I have words for the thing that I've experienced my entire life, and I can be like, so it's not, I haven't been indoctrinated or changed in any way by this knowledge. I've been able to relate to this knowledge and be like, oh, now I have words for my experience. That's what's happening. That's, these people are upset that trans or gay or whatever kids, LGBTQ kids, will see themselves represented in media and then be able to have words to describe their experience and then, lead good lives, fulfilling lives, or, that kind of stuff. They don't want that to happen. But I honestly don't know if they believe that or not. I don't know if they believe that you can be turned gay, which is stupid, because if you turn it around and you say, hey, how do you turn someone straight? They're like, I suppose some people think that conversion therapy works. It doesn't, and it's abuse, and it's awful. But maybe they think that that's the case. Anyway, so Lives of TikTok wants Elon Musk to buy Disney, which is very funny because Elon Musk bought Twitter and fucking destroyed it, lost all the value. I don't even know how much Disney's worth. How much is Disney worth? He probably can't even afford it. Let's have a look. What is Disney's net worth? Disney's net worth is $204 billion as of February 2024. So what's Elon Musk? What is Elon Musk's net worth? $205.2 billion. Oh, so he's got just enough money to buy it. He'd have $1 billion left over. Excuse me, I apologize. So yeah, who's that guy? The CEO of Ammalt. Okay. What about Jeff Bezos? How much does he have? I don't know. It looks like it just looks like that Elon Musk is no longer the richest man in the world, and it's probably because he squandered all his money or a bunch of his money on Twitter and then ran it into the ground. But technically, he could, if he wanted to, buy Disney, I suppose, and still have $1 billion left over, which is, still a lot of money. But I don't know how all this fucking, having to cash assets and all. I don't know how it all works. So maybe he probably couldn't buy Disney. So I don't think we have to worry about that right now. All right, good job, Elon. Get the fuck out of here. What's next? Matt Walsh, my favorite. Matt Walsh also has me blocked because of a tweet of a meme that I made of him in which he admits that he's obsessed with trans dick, which I think is very funny. Anyway, so here's Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh, the moon landing hoax theory is absurd and baseless, and all of the evidence is either made up or wildly misconstrued, all in an effort to undermine one of America's greatest achievements. Here I am debunking the dumbest conspiracy theory of all time. That's interesting. So this is Matt Walsh actually going probably against his audience in going against quite a few of the people that follow him, because I imagine a large number of them actually think that the moon landing was faked. But yeah, so here we go. This person says Matt may just end up alienating his audience on this one, folks. Which, yeah, he's that makes sense. Hey, get out of here, Elon. Anyway. Which is kind of funny. So yeah, Matt Walsh, obviously, there you go. So Matt Walsh isn't a complete conspiracy nut. He actually believes that the moon landing did happen. That being said, he probably thinks it was all as a result of white people. He's probably got some very dumb opinions about, some very dumb opinions about the moon landing, probably. And the idea that he could assess the evidence for things is just absolutely insane, because he pretends to be this rational science guy. He's not. He's a fundamentalist fucking religious idiot. But obviously he's just not fundamentally religious enough to believe the moon landing hoax, which is funny to me. But yeah, no, the idea, I mean, I imagine if I went and watched this video of Matt debunking the moon landing, it would probably be very, very dumb. But people can come to conclusions. They can come to the right conclusions for the wrong reasons. Happens a lot. People believe stuff for the wrong reasons, and I imagine that Matt here believes this for the wrong reasons. Well, like he says here, it's to undermine one of America's greatest achievements. So he's already showing his hand, saying that it's about American exceptionalism and all that sort of nonsense. So okay. Next, get out of here, Matt. Fucking piss off. Who's next? Charlie Kirk, and so we've got the Republicans against Trump account here, which is one of those kind of, I suppose the MAGA people call them rhinos, the Republican in name only, the people who want to go back to Ronald Reagan instead of Trump, which is fucking dumb, because Ronald Reagan ruined everything. He's the worst. Pretty much, like, you look at any kind of broken thing in America, and it can generally be traced back to Reagan and the shit that he did. Absolute fucking asshole. And a racist. Anyway, so Republicans against Trump here, responding to Charlie Kirk. I wonder. I don't know, maybe I'll read Charlie Kirk's message first. So what do we got here? New York City Councilman Yusuf Salam, who once took part in the gruesome gang rape of a jogger in Central Park, is now furious that an NYPD officer dared to pull him over for having illegally tinted windows. Salam wasn't even arrested or given a ticket, but after getting away with gang rape, he apparently thinks he deserves to be completely above the law. So, so maybe he was one of the... So Yusuf Islam was wrongly convicted and ultimately he was exonerated. Who else thinks that Mr. Salam should sue the disgusting pig, Charlie Kirk, for defamation? So, thanks for your moderating there, Random Geek. I appreciate you. I'm just going to Google. He must have been one of the Central Park 5. Just give me a second. Yusuf Salam. Central Park drug case. Sort of. His conviction was, Wait, so was he one of the Central Park? So there you go, one of the Central Park 5. Okay. So Charlie Kirk is lying. Hey, free Palestine. Fuck Israel. Israel committing genocide. So, free Palestine. So Charlie Kirk is lying here. The Central Park 5 were not guilty. They were exonerated. So he's just a fucking racist and an idiot and a liar. And yes and no, I do think that Yusuf Islam, sorry, I'm thinking of Cat Stevens. Yusuf Salam should sue Charlie Kirk for defamation because this is just selling lies. Fuck you, Charlie Kirk. Let's get a fuck you, Charlie Kirk in the chat. Fuck you, Charlie Kirk. I'm going to write it. Yeah. Fuck you, Charlie Kirk. I almost wrote free Palpatine. I apologize. Anyway, there we go. Get Charlie Kirk out of here. Fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. No, not that one. There we go. But next one. Candace Owens. Candace Owens, the diversity hire at the Daily Wire. That was another funny thing that happened. I don't know what the context is. I apologize. I just saw the tweet. I could look it up. Hold on, let me see. I'll Google it. Charlie Kirk. Oh shoot, how do you spell his name? Yusuf Salam. Here we go. Oh, okay. So look. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, tweets are long these days. It's fucking dumb. Okay. I'm gonna read Charlie's response because he deleted this tweet apparently. But let's go ahead and read it just to get some context. Hold on. Window capture. Here we go, Charlie Kirk. I'll just leave my face out of it for the moment because we don't need my face right now. Oh my God. Let's do it. There we go. Okay. Charlie Kirk. Anyone see that okay? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Charlie Kirk I deleted an earlier tweet about the New York City Councilman Yusuf Salam because I think additional details and context are warranted. Many people, even on the right, think that the Central Park 5 case is a story of 5 completely innocent men railroaded randomly by the racist justice system who have now been fully and totally exonerated. Beyond a doubt, this is not true, and I'll explain why. Okay, so Charlie's doing revisionism here because they were exonerated and are innocent. I said Salam once took part in a gruesome gang rape, but did not elaborate. I should have said Yusuf Salam once confessed to participating in gang rape. In the confession, Salam admitted to beating the jogger, blah, 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 with a pipe, groping her at the breast, da, da, da. I should have mentioned that along with being raped. Mel was beaten so badly that it drew her eye socket. Okay, so that is beside the point, because these people, I mean, yes, they confess to it, but confessing does not mean that they did it. Hence the exoneration. I don't know the fact. I'm not super. What's the word? Clued up on the Central Park 5 case, but I have seen things on criminal justice and how people who are in these kinds of situations are told by their lawyers and things to take plea deals or confess to crimes that they didn't commit, so that they can have a shorter sentence or shit like that. And that's definitely part of a racist justice system. This is something that definitely affects black people in America more than white people. So Charlie's just fucking making shit up here. Excuse me. I should have said when people interrogated Salam, he initially claimed that he had not even been in Central Park, but when he was told... Okay, so he's just going over quote-unquote evidence that he thinks means that this guy was guilty. I should have mentioned that Salam has accused the police of coercing his confession by savagely beating fellow defendant and threatened to do so the same to him. I should have mentioned that this is an outrageous claim, that is not a single iota of evidence has ever been produced. So he's just doing revisionism here. He's looking at the case that has come out as these people are exonerated, and he's just saying, nuh-uh. I mean, there's no point in reading all this shit. This is just an essay of wrongness. Nuh-uh. I should have mentioned that Salam was convicted of participating in multiple different assaults on other passerby in the Central Park the same night of the jogger attack. Nuh-uh. So that's all it is. So there you go. There's the context. Oh, well, that's not really the context anyway, because I don't know why he was tweeting about this in the first place. It seems like he was tweeting about it because this black councilman didn't get arrested for having tinted windows in his car or something, and he's upset because the black person didn't get the cops on him. I don't know, he's an idiot. He's a liar, an idiot, and a racist. Anyway, I'm getting close to the 2 p.m. time, just so you know. So if you're still sticking around here, I will be ending this stream soon and going on to the Josh and Artemis show. I might take a little bit of maybe 20 minutes in between just so I can catch my breath, because I've been talking a lot. But I'll do 2 more of these tweets and then we'll sign off. If you want to come and join us on the, I'll put a link to the show, Josh and Artemis show. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, so it's going to be live on YouTube. It looks like here we go. I'll just go like this, and I'll go like this and pop it in the old Chatteruno over here, so that we can, boink, that's a link to the, and I'll see if I can like pin that or something. Is that a thing I can do? Yeah, pin message, there we go, boink. So, go ahead and go to that link, and it'll take you to the debate that I'm going to, or the discussion that I'm going to have with Josh and Artemis. So I'll be doing that in a second, kind of soon. But I'll take a look at a couple more of these tweets here. So this is Patriot Takes, another really great Twitter account that keeps tabs on far right weirdos like Candace Owens. Candace Owens, I would be terrified if I got on a plane and saw a woman flying the plane. I just, oh my god. So this is to do with the whole DEI thing, diversity and inclusion in hiring. Excuse me. So there's a whole, okay, so first of all, there was political correctness, and then there was cancel culture, and then there was critical race theory, and then there was wokeness, which is still kind of a thing, I suppose. And then there was DEI. So the whole right freaked out because of DEI recently. So DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And basically what it is, because this is talking about pilots, right? And so I looked into this. It turns out that like 95% of pilots in America are straight white men. Or maybe not straight, but white and men. And yes, exactly, geek. And so that's the outcome, right? This is the thing that people get all twisted up about. The current situation is that 95% of pilots are white men. If you look at that and go, okay, that's the reality right now. But if you also hold the belief that hiring should be done regardless, people should be hired regardless of their race or their gender and things like that. That's the belief that you hold, which is what a lot of these people use as their what's the word? As their opposition to diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're like, people should just be hired because of their merits, not because of the color of their skin or their gender or whatever. But if that's what you believe, then you either believe that white men are more capable of being pilots than women or black people, or you believe that hasn't been the case. People weren't hired on their merits, that these people were hired because they are men and because they're white. Those are the two options. I don't see any other option. So that being the case, either you're a racist and a misogynist, which, yeah, that tends to be the case a lot of the time, and you think that men are inherently better at being pilots, or you can see that there is some sort of systemic injustice happening here in the hiring process, in the hiring process, in the education process, this is patriarchy, basically. This is, even down to the smallest thing of like young girls being told, a little girl saying, hey, I want to be a pilot when I grow up, and teachers being like, girls don't be pilots, they be other things, That's a singular example, but it's an example of a larger systemic issue in which women don't become pilots. Because we have the statistic, right? We have 95% of pilots are white and men. So how do we explain that? Either men are better at being pilots, or there are some other reasons which needs to be righted. And how do you write that? With diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's not the only solution, but that is one of the solutions. It is affirmative action. It is taking into account the fact that, okay, for how many ever years, all we've done is hire white men. And maybe they weren't even qualified properly, who knows, but we only hired white men. Because that's the place where we're at right now. How do we change that? Okay, well, we need to change that inequality, and one of the ways you do that is by going, okay, we're not going to hire white men anymore, or we're going to increase the pool. Say, okay, we have to have at least 50% of the applicants have to be women or people of color. That doesn't mean that they have to be then made into pilots, but and this is just the hiring process, but you can also do this in the education system, all these kinds of things. You can have, one of the things that was part of my my master's degree is I looked into enculturation in pedagogy, the idea that the space that you are using to educate people or children, if you engender that space, embody that space with certain ideals and things, it can encourage certain educational outcomes, I suppose. So if you were to put like a poster of a pilot with a woman on it, it's a woman pilot on the wall of your classroom, that's engendering, or I use the word in embodying the space with a certain ideal that yes, women can become pilots, and that will affect a certain number of children. and they will go on to potentially go to pilot school and then go through and be a pilot. That's one small thing, but there's all these different things that you can do within the spectrum of student to pilot or child to pilot that changes the ultimate outcome of 95% of white men being pilots. And that's diversity and inclusion. It's not just excluding men when, yes, that can potentially be a certain part of it, but it's a lot more nuanced than that. But these people, all they see, this is the thing, is again, it's not, there's no consideration of systemic injustice or systems or larger, trends and things like that. It's all to do with the very narrow focus on the individual. It's the individual thing that is so the conservatives are so obsessed with. And it leads to nonsense like this, and to saying that anti-white racism is a thing, or that diversity, equity, inclusion is teaching racism, when it's not. But that doesn't really fit very well on a 180-character tweet, does it? And see, that's the problem. This is the problem I find a lot of the time. There's that meme of of leftist memes being walls of text, and to some degree, I agree. Yes, that's because reality is difficult to surmise in a small, in little quippy quotes, and that's the challenge of making memes as a leftist. Is you've got to convey the big, complex ideas, like the shit that I just spent 10 minutes critiquing this thing. These 10 words or whatever she's said here, it takes a lot of stuff to convey these ideas, unfortunately, and so that sometimes that doesn't fit well onto a nice quippy meme. So there we go. DEI is not racist. You're just an idiot. Right, one more of these, and then I'm going to get going and go over to Josh and Artemis. It's Candace Owens again. Is this actually a video? No, it's just a picture. Okay, hold on. Why the graphic AI photos of Taylor Swift are... I'm sorry, that was the first time me reading that. That's definitely a take, Candace. I love how it's 32 minutes long. I say that having just said that, it's difficult to explain these really complex ideas. So, okay, maybe it's difficult to explain this really complex idea that, AI-generated porn of Taylor Swift is actually a good thing. Oh, my God. This reminds me of, there's a PragerU interview with Prager, Dennis Prager, and of PragerU fame. And he's saying that he thinks that, AI generated AI or, illustrated child pornography is a good thing. Sorry. Not a big fan. Don't agree. No, I don't think I need a big screed, or rant of 10 minutes of stuff to tell you why, non-consensual porn of another person is bad, actually. Sorry, Candace, you fucking weirdo. I wonder what she'd say if it was porn of her. Like, if there was AI-generated graphic images of Candace Owens, which, I don't think that that's a good idea. We shouldn't be doing that. I wonder what she would think of that. She would probably get very angry. She'd be like, leftists are creating porn of me using AI and call for the censoring of all the leftist accounts or something. Anyway, so that's that. That was fun. I'm gonna end the stream here now though, because I'm gonna go over to Candace. No, it should be Candice Nuts. Candice Nuts. Candice Nuts. You're right. Sorry, you were right. Candice Nuts. Yeah. Sorry, it was just because of my pronunciation. Candice Nuts fit on your chin. A little bit of mustache in my mouth there. Yep. So if you're around, if you want to continue this fun times. I'm going to be on the Josh and Artemis stream show very soon, about 20 minutes. The link is here at the. I've pinned it on the thing there. But if you're not going to stick around, that's totally cool as well. Thank you for indulging my making fun of silly tweets thing. I'll probably do it again sometime. That being said, I'm also trying to write a proposal for a PhD. So, you know, I've just been reading this book here, and it's long, but it's fucking interesting. It's all about Te Tiriti o Waitangi, which is one of the founding documents of New Zealand, which is, you know, there's a whole thing to do with settler colonialism. It's very hard to say. Settler colonialism. There we go. I'm very smart. Thanks for coming, guys. Thank you, Geek, for moderating. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys hanging out in the chat, and we'll see you again soon. If not on Twitter,